Hello everyone, we're going to the third match of a Kaladesh draft. We are 1-1. We're looking to go 2-1 so we can finish in the prizes, and I will keep this hand. Probably play Gear Shift Ace first if I can, because the mechanic might have some value later, though if I don't have a 3-drop, I'll probably just be playing the Gear Shift Ace on turn 3, so... Well, I'm glad he did that now, but it does make me less inclined to play my Gear Shift Ace. Makes my Gear Shift Ace pretty bad. He would have to pay 3 mana to kill my ace. So the question is am I willing to like sort of time walk my opponent? I don't think I am. I think I'd rather just play Aviary Mechanic. I could also, it's worth noting, blow up the Fire Fortress Puzzle Knot, but that seems like some pretty bad value here. It's worth thinking about though next turn. Like if I really want to play my Gear Shift Ace. Wow. That's a lot of land. Have all our colors at least, and we'll be able to play Sky Swirl Harrier for sure. I definitely don't really want to use Fragmentize right now. I'm just going to hang back, see what our opponent does. I mean, it would definitely allow me to start attacking harder, but I don't know. I don't know about that. Ooh, well, fast Wingsmith. Okay. Well, that stops us attacking for a while. Anyway. Ugh. Wow. Well, it's just so likely our opponent has more artifacts that I still don't want to use Fragmentize. Could play the ace and just make him use the Puzzle Knot. Would at least like slow him down a little bit. Next turn I can play Sky Swirl Harrier. Yeah, I guess I'll do it. Let's do it. Don't love it. But he's got to have other good artifacts in his deck if he's running Weld Fast Wingsmith. Things that are going to feel better to use Fragmentize on. For sure. Theoretically. For sure, theoretically. Yeah, it's like that. So here I'm pretty glad I held on to Fragmentize. Snarethopter is scary. We are taking 6 here. But we're going to kill the Snarethopter and swing back for 4. Ooh, now we can do even more. Since we, in fact, do have non-lands in our deck. So we're going to go Fragmentize, Snarethopter. And we can make it so he can't die anymore to Fire Fortress Puzzle Knot, in addition to, you know, a 3-2 just being really good on this board. So we're going to bash in for 5. And we'll end our turn. Six mana is a lot, and we don't have any way to interact in our hands since we've only drawn 1 spell the whole game. But we're doing pretty good considering that. The Seed Sculptor was a good spell to draw. That's for sure. Excuse me. Spontaneous Artist. What? You just gonna swing for 6 here? Looks like. Hopefully my Harrier can put an end to that and we can just keep racing our opponent. We're at 7. If he plays like a creature who can produce energy, it's going to be pretty scary for us, but he can swing for 6 and just kill us with the Puzzle Knot, theoretically, next turn. So maybe we want to be a little more conservative. What's he playing here? Ooh, well, there's the energy. Interesting, though, that he... I think he was thinking about not playing it so he can at least give his Wingsmith flying on a later turn, but he chose to play it anyway. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, so I think we probably revoke the Wingsmith's privileges since it can gain flying. And it seems unlikely that our opponent can kill us on the backswing once we do that. To say the least, it seems unlikely. So we swing for 6. Do we really need to swing for 6? I could be a little more conservative and just attack with these two guys, the 1-2 and the 2-2, and block the artist. I have something capable of blocking these really effectively. Yeah, I don't hate that. I think I will be a little more conservative. And bash with these. So now I don't feel terrible about playing Sky Swirl Harrier, honestly, so I think I just do that. Which trick is it better to bluff? Probably that one. The one white one than the one green one. So now I have 2 good blockers. And I have a revoke privileges. Like if my opponent decided to scry into some really problematic creature, we can deal with those blockers. Ooh, that's a pretty problematic one. Oh god. Do we have to let our opponent draw 3 cards here? I almost feel like we do. Then we revoke privileges. If he decides to be aggressive enough here, we can just kill him on the backswing. I just don't imagine he will. So he'll have 2 blockers left. We swing with everything. Oh, God. It's the first time I've ever had a Gear Hulk trigger and when I'm at like single digits of life. I mean, if I let him draw 3 cards, I lose, basically. I mean, it's not guaranteed. But if he hits, it's not guaranteed no matter what, is what sucks. You know, I wish I knew it was on top of his library. He did scry, it's worth noting. So maybe we should be a little more cautious and just let him draw the 3 cards. Ugh. God. Okay, well, we're not even at the trigger yet. So he did scry. I think we have to let him draw the 3. We just don't have... There's a much greater chance that we take 7. Oh, God. Especially because we can also just take 6 and still lose. So we're just going to have him draw the 3 freaking cards. Must be nice. Must be nice getting a Gear Hulk. And a Thriving Turtle. Yeah, that's bad news. That is a lot of blocking that our opponent can do now. Well, that was one of the cards he drew, so maybe I shouldn't have let him draw, since it would have only done 1 to me. But I'm glad I held on to revoke privileges, because obviously a 6/6 first striker is a much bigger problem than anything else. Swing with Harrier. It does open us up to damage, but I think I'm okay with that. And on my turn, opens us up to 3 damage, not like a ton. Wish I could get this Aviary Mechanic back in my hand right now. Seed Sculptor would make a pretty big difference. Making this a 4 would be pretty nice. Okay, well, he drew 2 Thriving Turtles, most likely, off of it. That sucks. Shoulda just taken the damage. Giving it haste. Wow. That's aggressive. Gonna make them both into 1/4s. Okay. Well. Do I just take the 2? I mean, I can block them, of course, but my opponent, it's worth noting, does have the Puzzle Knot, so he can, like, hit this for 1 and then kill it. Same with all my blockers, actually. He can just finish them with Puzzle Knots. With Puzzle Knot, singular. So I think I'm just going to do this and let him kill one of them, though. If he wants to, with the Puzzle Knot. Works for me if he does. No, he doesn't. Which is even better, I think. He's going to have enough energy to make one of them... Oh, no, he's going to. To make one of them a 2/5. God. Really? All these lands? Killing me. killing me. Okay, so we're going to attack again with our Harrier. It's a little risky, especially because our opponent can give something haste. We're going to do it. We've still only drawn one spell this whole game. That's insane. We drew Kujar Seed Sculptor and everything else has been a land. So our opponent can scry, find a creature. It's still going to be hard for him to kill us, though. Unless it's like an incredible creature. Well, that's a pretty good one. Not incredible, but gives them energy, which is good for a lot of reasons. And, yeah. So 2/4. Can our opponent kill us now? He can only pump 2 of these and give 1 haste. He can't be too aggressive either because he's at 4, but we've done pretty well considering how we've drawn. So even if we lose this game, I feel pretty good about our next game. But does seem like I should have just taken the damage from Gearhulk. These turtles and what else? He drew something else. Nothing had a very high converted mana cost, so would have taken like 3 or 4 maybe. Although even then I would be at 3, which would be a pretty bad situation. I wouldn't be able to have him down to 4, for example. Okay, yeah, those are good attacks right now. I cannot do much about it. I think we just have to take it and go to 3 and hope we draw a spell here. Oh, we drew a Revoke Privileges, so, excuse me, we've drawn 2 spells. 2 blockers. That's actually pretty good. Problem is now if he draws an artifact, we're just dead. But I do think we attack with our 3/2. If we can just kill something, I feel pretty good. Yeah. We're going to attack with Gear Shift Ace. I do wish I'd fragmentized earlier a little bit, although then Snare Thopter probably would have killed us, but we would have gotten in for a lot more damage in the early game. Alright. I am fine with that. And then we're going to make some chump blockers. And we'll hold on to our lands and just bluff a bunch of stuff. So our opponent right now has 4 blockers. We have 5 attackers. He is out of energy, so I mean he has 1, so he can give something haste, but he might just stop attacking us, which I'd be fine with. All we need to do is find another flyer, which I guess we don't have a ton of, but you know. I mean, if he attacks with the turtles, I'd probably throw a servo in front of 1. Well, I can do more than that. Hey, there's another flyer. Do I take the risk here? Like, I can attack with my Harrier, get in for 3, play Eddy Trailhawk, and hope it can block, and or hope he doesn't draw an artifact. I think it's probably better, though, to just play Eddy Trailhawk and attack with 3 flyers on my next turn, which will just kill him, so it's a little better. It's more conservative. Make sure we're not dead. So we'll just play this Eddy Trail Hawk. Good news is we do have a high concentration of spells left in our deck. That's the silver lining here of our situation. But yeah, if I attack with these 3 flyers, give him flying, he's just dead. Unless he does something here. This way, though, we're not dead to like him playing an artifact and a removal spell, which was kind of the case. Oh, giving that haste is big. Because he can tap something down right away. So that sucks. if he gives it haste. Let's just hope he doesn't give it haste. The funny thing is, by the way, if he gives it haste now, it won't still have it on my turn. So the right thing to do is use this on my turn to give it haste. It's sort of counterintuitive. It's one of Magic's sort of strange rules, but it says until end of turn. So it loses the haste once it's my turn. So if he does it on his turn, which it doesn't look like he is, it will not still be able to tap my stuff. But it looks like he's going to. Excuse me. Appetite's pretty bad. So let's go to combat. No haste. How risky is this? Not that risky. He'd have to have 2 removal spells to survive. I guess he could have like select for inspection and something else. Worst case, I can actually block and gain a bit of life off my servos. I think I do this. Give this flying. Once Janjit Sentry's online, we were in trouble, so I think this is right. Just give him flying, so he takes 4 a lot of different ways. Yeah, we got there. All right. Well, we started pretty bad, but Eddie Trailhawk, who I espouse all the time, has came through for us there. He doesn't actually have a ton of artifacts, weirdly enough, considering he was running what he was running. He has a few, like Snare Thopter, of course. It's probably still worth leaving in, Fragmentize and Appetite, but what could I bring in? Nothing, really. Hazardous Conditions doesn't seem great, so we'll just roll with this. Try to draw some more spells. Well, this hand is not exactly ideal. We are on the draw. We can play Eddie Trailhawk. We can play Fragmentize. And if we draw green, this hand's great because we can play a turn 4 Arborback Stomper. I think I'm going to keep it since I'm on the draw. It's a little risky. It's got some good upside, I think. If I couldn't play anything in my hand, I probably wouldn't have done it. But I can play 2 things at least. And we have, several turns to draw green. Not green, but I don't mind an Inventor's Goggles on turn 1. Thriving Grubs. We're going to see like a more aggressive take on this deck? No. Still no green. I think we did this another round in this draft and got shafted, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. Salivating Gremlins. Okay. Well, we're working on it. Working on doing the same thing. 2-4. Still not good enough to block him, so I think I'm just going to attack. I mean, it's good enough to block him if he doesn't play an artifact, I guess. Yeah, we're still going to attack. Come on, green mana. Pull this hand together. Ooh. Well, I'm glad we have Fragmentize, but... Oh, he actually can't attack with both, so we either take 6 or 4 here, so... That's not too bad. Could be worse. I'm guessing I take 6. Yeah. I do. I do take 6, but we can blow it up right away. Come on, Forest. Haha, we did it. We did it this time. Okay, so Fragmentize. And I think I play Servant. Yeah. I could play the Seed Sculptor and make this a 3/5, but I think being able to play Arborback Stomper next turn is probably a little better. The life gain is obviously great against a deck like this one. Well, against a start like this one. Last game, our opponent's deck seemed a little dirtlier than it does this time around. Even if he has another Dragster, we have Appetite at least. so that's nice. But yeah, Arborback Stomper plus Eddy Trailhawk is going to be a good way to close out this game. It'll get us out of danger, like assuming our opponent could potentially put us to like 10 here or less, without too much effort with Salivating Gremlins in play. But then we can play our Stomper, gain back 5, and feel pretty good. Right, Monitor. So he can drop us. He will drop us to 10 this turn, I would guess. Question is, do I play Appetite? No, I think it's probably just better to play the Arborback Stomper. Take us up to 15. Bash for 2 again. Opponent is missing 1 color, and we're not anymore, so that's nice. So Arborback. Go back up to 15. Yeah, Menace. So we'll take 3 here, at least. Oh, we'll take more than that. We'll take 7. Glad we have our Appetite for the Unnatural, though. So if our opponent hits us for 7 here, though, he does have... Ooh, he can hit us for more than that. He can hit us for 9. 9. We take it, but it doesn't feel very good. Okay. Defender, you say. And Reach. That's the real problem, actually. I don't know what I'm talking about, Defender. I would still probably rather blow up the Weldfast Monitor, like, on his turn. I think I attack with Arborback Stomper. Obviously, you can't block it very effectively. Then I play my second Eddy Trailhawk. We got all our energy this time, and our opponent got none. Kind of weird. Yeah. Okay, well, we're not going to play the Seed Sculptor because we need to leave up Appetite for that Weldfast Monitor. We have 8 in the air right now. Not quite the 9 we need, although with Seed Sculptor we do potentially have lethal. So I don't know if he... We may wait, so we may go to like 2 here and try to just blow up the Skygate to win the game. Depending on what our opponent does. Obviously there's a lot of scenarios. We may just have to gain the life before, and destroying the Weldfast Monitor is going to be a better way to do that because it also prevents the damage or having to block. But if he doesn't attack at all, I probably do just blow up the Skygate at the end of his turn and just try to win with our Eddy Trailhawks. So it'll just depend what our opponent chooses to do here. He's thinking hard. There's a good chance he may think he has lethal, but I'm hoping it's like barely lethal, because Appetite for the Unnatural completely screws that up, obviously. And I have you know, a lot of toughness to absorb a Salivating Gremlins hit if I have to, but chances are I only really need to block it with my 2/4 Eddy Trailhawk. Alright, might have been worth moving the Goggles to my Servant, because it would have had... oh no, it would have had the same toughness, but it would have had more power, so it could have killed the Gremlins in combat. The Eddy Trailhawk can't do that. Well, just Salivating Gremlins. Oh no, you're attacking with that too. Okay. Now you're giving it Menace. Well, I think we have to use Appetite for the Unnatural, but I'm actually going to declare a block first, just on the off chance our opponent tries to use a trick or something. So we're gonna double block. We're going to... Here's what we're going to do. We're going to block this. So if he gives +3/+3 to this, we still survive because we can Appetite for the Unnatural that. So it's probably better to just block like this. Yeah. See what our opponent does. If he has built to smash and we use Appetite for the unnatural here, we're going to feel pretty good. If he doesn't do anything, we're just going to cast Appetite for the unnatural. So we'll do it either way, but doesn't look like he has anything. It looks like he's just going to try to Fire Forger this down. No, I think it's probably just better to kill him. We do still have to deal with the Sky Gate, which is kind of a pain, but our Arborback Stomper can still attack. In fact, we can give it 6 power if we want to. This will put us at 7, and then we'll go back down to 5 because the Gremlins is going to hit us. But we get to keep both our Hawks. All right, works for me. Ooh. Yeah, we're again in a situation, it's probably going to be a little too dangerous to attack with everything. There's just too many things that could go wrong with that plan. I think we have to be a little conservative here. So I could revoke privileges on this and attack with all my stuff. The danger is, well, what is the danger? Our opponent has 2 cards in his hand. So you need like Pyrohelix plus Select for Inspection, neither of which are cards we've seen to survive. And on the backswing, chances are he can't hit us for more than 4. So maybe we should be a little more aggressive here. So I'm going to play this Seed Sculptor. I'm going to make him a 6 power monster. Yeah, I think we just go for it. And we put Revoke Privileges here. Opponent is going to have 2 removal spells. And then we just attack with everything, and he's dead. And we can actually just block with our Seed Sculptor too, so I think it's still the right attack. Like even if something goes wrong here, he's probably going low enough that it's worth it. We're not even going to give flying to anything. We don't need to. We wouldn't know this Skygate was blocking because it doesn't really matter. Let's see what he's got. Got something, which isn't great for us. Four mana. Incendiary Sabotage. Interesting. You're not quite dead. But you just blew up your guy, and we still keep a couple of our guys. So yeah, you go to 1. Wow. Well, I'm glad we had to make him use that. He's dead to a lot of... I mean, you know, we have the better board. It'd be hard for him to get out of this. Scrying won't be fast enough. Because you're not going to have another turn. I don't think. You have to play... Yeah, I was going to say, you have to play something that can block multiple creatures and has more than 6 power, or 5 toughness, I mean, to block the Trampler. All right, well, we went 2-1. Pretty good. The deck seemed pretty good. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.